then if you're the belief that inflation is nothing to worry about or not a big concern, then this is an opportunity for you. And what are you looking at because of that opportunity?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the chart right now, or I'm looking at my well, I had a couple of things pulled up, and a lot of things are down today. So I, for one, I'm a big fan of Tom Lee. You guys know that I've talked about Tom Lee on here of Fundstrat, and he has labeled a lot of these epicenter stocks. He's kind of coined that phrase. Stocks that have been beaten down because of the pandemic, they had a huge down day today, and I think that there's some really good opportunities on some of these stocks that are companies that are going to benefit from a reopening, and they're going to benefit once we get through this inflation issue as well.
Yeah.
You look at the chart here, Penn National comes to mind, and I know that everybody thinks that or everybody who's followed this channel knows that we love Penn National, but I was speaking about this once it broke this trend here on Penn that we could potentially see $66 a share, and I was not going to stray away from this. I was going to continue to, I guess, sit through the storm, what have you, weather the storm on this. And so it's coming down to that $66 mark, and I think that if it holds this and we start to see buying return around $66, this looks like a really good opportunity to either add or even start a position on Penn National. It's come down now over 50% from its highs. It makes no sense as to why this is selling off. We just got done talking about last week about how sporting events have really started to turn around or really started to ramp up. We talked about the Euro Cup. We talked about tennis. We talked about all kinds of stuff that was going on over the weekend. The NBA Finals are going on as well. And so I think that this is a huge opportunity. Penn National isn't just about sports betting either, even though people like to equate DraftKings as a direct competitor. It's not. They also have regional casinos as well. And this is why Penn was beaten down so much over the pandemic, not because of the sports betting side, but just because of the casino side. They've acquired a casino here in Maryland. Mm-hmm. They also are opening one up in Pennsylvania in Harrisburg, which we might actually go visit. So I think that there's York, sorry. Yep. And so I think that there's lots of opportunity here for Penn to continue to go up. I just think it's extremely overvalued. You look at the RSI again on the chart, oversold is an understatement here. So I like Penn National a lot here as well. And then there's Airbnb. I mentioned this earlier about Airbnb looking like a potential add here as well. It's coming down and resting at that 139 support. And so this seems like another instance in which we could look at this and argue that it is oversold. Travel's coming back with a vengeance, Fat Man Zoom. And I think when you look at something like Airbnb, we've tried to just book, places to stay when we were traveling, and it's next to impossible to find any vacancies. So the unbelievable demand, travel's coming back, and I just don't know why people are not understanding what's going on here. So I think we take advantage of the panic. Airbnb definitely looks like a good buy to me as well. And then, again, CrowdStrike, we talked about CrowdStrike yesterday. This is a perfect opportunity to potentially add to CrowdStrike. It is actually sold off considerably today, coming down to retest that 250 mark. And we talked about that earlier in the week, that 250 could be a potential area of support. It broke through that 257 that we talked about today. Or yesterday, and CrowdStrike looks like a really, really great buy here. If it tests 250 and holds that area, we start to see confirmation coming in and buying return at that 250 mark. I think that could be a reasonable area to consider either taking a position or adding to if it holds that support. So I like those three: Penn National, CrowdStrike, and Airbnb. Obviously, CrowdStrike we've talked about at length as far as the ransomware issues that's been going on. Yeah. So demand on all three of these is sky high, and the stocks are selling off. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I love these calls. I think they're definitely ones to keep an eye on, ones that have been frequent flyers in our watch list. And if you guys want access to our watch list, guys, we give out a watch list every morning before the market opens with 5 stocks that we're watching. We give you fundamental breakdown, technical breakdown. If you want to check out our 5 stocks, click on the description, the link in the description, and you'll get access to that. I highly recommend it. I heard it's a pretty good watch list, just saying.